Kia ora guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be talking about 3 different methods during my cut last year around December, just before summer, and how I lost 15 kilos in 14 weeks without doing any cardio. Now let me be clear that doing cardio in your training schedule is very, very important. The only reason why I purposely didn't do any cardio during my cut is because I wanted to make a point that in order to lose weight, the number one key factor is the food and the calorie that you put in your body. So what that means is it doesn't matter how much cardio you do in your training. If you do not look after the food that you consume in your body, you're not gonna lose weight. During my cut last year, I was doing 3 to 4 times a week training in the gym, and I was doing a push, pull and leg split. If you don't know what that is, just Google or search on YouTube and there's a lot of information and a lot of videos to tell you what that split is. Find out what workout split works for you. For me personally, the push-pull leg works the best. At the start of my cut, I was 92 kilograms, and by the end of the 14 weeks, I was down to 77 kilograms. Like I said, I didn't do any cardio throughout this 14 weeks. I was basically just focusing on the calorie and the food that I consume in my body. Shredding body fat is very simple, guys. Honestly, it is. But don't be mistaken, simple with easy. It does take a little bit of self-discipline and effort. So let's get into it. The first and most important point in order for you to lose weight is calorie deficit. Calorie deficit means you consume less calorie than your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. I use the app MyFitnessPal to calculate what is my TDEE. This app will also allows you to record the food. You can track the food that you consume daily to make sure that you don't go over your calorie target. If you haven't used this app before, I will show you how to use it in this video. So guys, let's get into it. Let's open up the MyFitnessPal app. If this is the first time you use it, the app will ask you all your profile, all your details, height, weight, etc. Since I've used this already, my profile has already been entered, as you can see there. So we'll just go back out and let's open up goals. This is how to find the TDEE, or your maintenance calorie. As you can see, I'm just gonna put my starting weight as 92 kilograms, and how to find out your TDEE is basically you go to your current weight as 92 kilograms as well, and then you would click your goal weight and then put that as the same weight, 92 kilograms. As you can see, the weekly goals, when you're cutting or bulking, you can choose different options. In this case, I just put maintain weight. If you click maintain weight, it will obviously it will tell you what your daily TDEE is. I'm just going to assume I'm just going to click active for my activity level. This is depending on your work and how active you are during the day. As you can see, once you click nutrition, just over 3,000 calorie per day is my maintenance weight, which is my TDEE. Every single person obviously will be different depending on your weight and how active you are during the day. So to find out the calorie for your cutting, meaning that your calorie deficit, all you have to do is click on your goal weight and then just scroll down to whatever goal weight you want. For example, I'll put 80 kilograms, and then to lose half a kilo per week. And if you go back and go to nutrition again, as you can see, the calorie has reduced to just 2,400 calories. So that is how to use the app to find out what is your total daily energy expenditure and also your calorie deficit target for your body. So the second thing that I do during my cut is obviously tracking the food itself in the app. If you haven't used this app before, I will show you how to track your food using the app right now. So guys, let's get into it. This is how to enter the food into the app. There's 3 different ways to enter the food. You can obviously do all 3 depending on what you're having. The first way is if you buy the food from the store. So you can just go on the diary and then click in lunch or breakfast, whatever meal you're having, and then just search in the search box the meal that you purchase from the store. For example, chicken Subway. They should have it in the app already, especially the large food establishment like sushi, St. Pierre Sushi, or I don't know, Nando's, etc. So I just search chicken Subway and I'll go look for a 1 foot long or 6 inch, depending on what size you're having. And then I'll just click, for example, the foot long chicken teriyaki sub. It will tell you all the macros there, and the total calorie is 440 for that foot long. Another way is you can scan the barcode of package meals that you're having. So if you go back to the lunch ad and then click on that barcode symbol, and then you can add sauces for your meals, or packet of cooked brown rice, or a can of tuna, etc. Anything with a barcode, you can just scan it in, really easy, and then you just change the serving size and number of serving you're having. So I usually have 2 tablespoons with my chicken and rice and veggies. There we go. And then the third way is obviously if you're cooking your own food at home. So for example, if you cook a bit of rice, you can just weigh up. Once you cook the rice, you can just weigh up the cooked rice onto the scale. I don't usually weigh it up every single meal. Sometimes I just guess it, because once you've done it so many times, you sort of know how much is 200 grams. Unless you're preparing for a show or photo shoot, or someone who's a professional fitness model or something, I don't see the point of weighing up every single meal, as long as you know how much roughly the amount. Next I will just add a little bit of chicken breast. This is boneless, skinless chicken breast. Change the serving size, and I usually have between 150 to 200, so let's just put 150 grams for this meal. And then the next thing, you just look for the veggies. So I usually have broccoli. I love broccoli, so I just search for raw broccoli. Once you enter a couple of food, it will save in your recent search, so you don't have to search from the beginning. And then as you can see, sometimes you can just add also whey protein. I usually have 2 scoops of these.
which is 206 calorie. So on top of the app, it will say what is your target calorie and then how much calorie you've used, and then in the green it is your remaining calorie to make sure that you don't go over the top.
So the third thing that I did during my cut is intermittent fasting. If you don't know, or if you're not aware of what intermittent fasting is, just Google search it, or search it on YouTube. There's a lot of videos, a lot of information about intermittent fasting. There's also a lot of research that's proven that intermittent fasting helps people lose body fat quicker, and most importantly to sustain it. So the intermittent fasting cycle that I did during my cut for that 14 weeks and also still doing it right now is a 16 and 8. So I'll be fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. Depending on my schedule, I would usually have my first meal about 2 or 3 p.m. During my intermittent fasting, during my cut, I would wake up in the morning and straight away have a big glass of water, about 500 mils, and this will hydrate your body, because your body will tell you that it's hungry, it needs food for breakfast, but in fact your body is just dehydrated. And about 10 a.m. or 11, I would have a black coffee or espresso. This would suppress your appetite, so you don't feel hungry until your first meal at lunchtime. And then I would have my first meal roughly about 1 p.m. or 2, sometimes even 3. My first meal is usually roughly about 600 calories, and then at around 5 o'clock I would have two scoops of protein shake, which would be a total of 200 calories. This then would leave me with roughly about 1200 calories for dinner. This is important for me because by having a large calorie for dinner, gives me the flexibility and luxury to add sauces and add flavors to my dinner. It's important because when you have flavorful dinner, delicious dinner, then it will make it easier for you to sustain your diet. Because you have such a large calories left over for dinner, you can even go out for dinner and will still be in calorie deficit. So guys, if you haven't done intermittent fasting before, I would recommend to start your first meal earlier, maybe around 11 or 12. So just basically skip breakfast and then start and have your first meal around 11, at least for the first week, because your body will need to adjust. The first 2 or 3 days you'll just feel really hungry in the morning. Like I said before, have black coffee. Even if you don't like it, just have it, because it will just suppress your appetite, and then as soon as you finish your black coffee, you're not gonna feel hungry. Then once you've done a couple of weeks of intermittent fasting, then you can slowly, gradually extend your first meal into a 2 p.m. Maybe, or even 3 p.m. There you have it guys, just a short video on what I did during my cut and how I lost 15 kilos in 14 weeks. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video.